Hey, what's up guys and welcome back to Making 3, and today I'm going to be giving you part 3 of What If Naruto Was Sent to a Parallel Multiverse. Remember to get this one to 100 like as usual, share this to all of your friends in your social media platform, and also guys, I post a brand new series of What If Naruto Awakened Algard's godly abilities over an anime king. So go ahead and check out that and enjoy guys. And remember, if you're new and this is the first time you hear my voice, go ahead and click that red subscribe button and become a part of the Anime King family. And thank you for all of your help and support. Remember to comment down below and tell me if you're new, I'll be replying talking about to all of you. So yeah, without further ado, we need to begin this new episode. Start the intro. So, the last time we left off, Naruto met Sakura Senju, as it put him into a fit of laughter when he saw her, and when he figured out who her parents were judging by her facial features, it seemed to be Jiraiya and Tsunade's child, and that was rather shocking, because in his time Tsunade would not give Jiraiya time of the day, but here, as Sakura and Mito wondered if something was wrong with him. Mito was confused and Naruto was not arguing back with Sakura usually. The both of them did not get along at all. But now Naruto was just so calm it confused her. Even Sakura was confused that she was not going along with her farewell tick. But she figured that something was messed up with his head because Mito was planning on taking him to the hospital. As they walked, they came across Hinata and Hanabi, who were the same age. That was rather shocking to Naruto given that Hanabi was supposed to be 2 or 3 years younger than her sister. And not to mention, Hinata wasn't shy one bit. She was more outgoing, while her attitude was a lot like Neji, and they didn't seem to get along. And she also called the Hyuga clan the strongest, as it made Naruto wonder if the Uchihas were still around, as he was curious about that. There was still so much that he did not know about this world. With that, Naruto started to cough after they were gone. The two girls looked towards him a bit concerned as they realized that he was not stopping. Something was wrong as a violent shockwave erupted from Naruto's core. It was so bad that it broke the windows through the village. It went so far as Hokage's tower as Minato flashed away along with his son Menma. As it was Naruto's older brother, when they got to the scene, Minato had to flash Naruto straight out to the forest. As a violent shockwave eradicated trees and everything around. As Kushina came racing out there along with everyone else, they tried to suppress the unusual chakra, but the seal broke. As Naruto was currently inside his mind escaping his younger body, as he realized that Ten Tails was here, the massive beast had reformed his mind. Naruto had completely squashed the beast's mind completely and used his power, but now, given his weakened state, the beast had reformed and was trying to rip him apart from the inside out. As Naruto ripped his body apart, emerging as the godly being as he once was. It was his mind. He could be who he wanted here, and he could also use his true power here as well, although it could not be transferred back to his younger body because it was too weak it might explode. As Naruto fought the Ten Tails, as he managed to put it down as he dragged it deep within his subconscious, shutting it up, as he was still working on his body getting stronger, and the power was slowly fueling him. But for now he was weak, and he didn't like that. As he woke up in the hospital, all of them were there as Kushina was sleeping in his bed. As Minato came by, along with Tsunade as well. As also Menma came by. Menma spoke to his father as he realized something was off. It was the way Naruto was behaving, he didn't behave like he usually did. As Minato and Menma noticed that, Kushina was too worried to even notice the attitude. As some time passed as Naruto was left alone to his thoughts, as Katsumi was sleeping, as he didn't know if she was okay because her mind was probably fractured because of him reducing her body away and just pulling her chakra along. He wouldn't know anything until she wake up, as he was worried about her. It was then that his door opened to reveal Hanabi. He was surprised at her being here because, judging from her attitude along with Hinata, it didn't seem like they got along all too well. As her beacon was activated, and she seemed worried about his health, she told him that she couldn't sneak away fast enough, and she couldn't just come here. It seems like there was a problem between their families or something. As Naruto was sent for a loop when she leaned over, capturing his lips into a kiss. That's startling, as he never expected that one bit. So yeah guys, it was basically as we left off. You guys can switch across, so please check it out for yourself. So this will be in this new episode. Naruto was confused. Yes, he was downright confused. Things weren't making much sense, judging from their previous interaction with her and Hinata. This did not make sense. As they separated, well, he had to say, she was kind of a good kisser. As her gaze swept on him, her beacon was activated as she was searching, just in case anyone might come close. As Naruto looked towards her with a perplexed look, she noticed his look. What's wrong? As she reached out and placed a hand on his cheek, it was then that she noticed his marks. What happened, she said, as she stroked his whisker marks. On the other hand, Naruto was confused, because he felt affection for her. It was this stupid body of his. Seems like they had a thing. I'm fine, said Naruto, as he played along the part, as he wanted to know more. As he found this rather curious. Were they sneaking around? Did your families not get along or something? You know you shouldn't be here, he said. I know, she said, but I couldn't just stay away. I was worried. As she pouted a bit. You act like you don't want me to check up on you, she asked, in a sad tone. Oh, it's not that, said Naruto. I'm just worried. Yeah, I know what you mean, she said. Given that our families don't really get along. Oh, as Naruto raised an eyebrow, so there was something there. But that doesn't matter, she said. You told me that you didn't care. And when time is right, despite your feelings, we will reveal ourselves. As she gave him a warm smile. Yes, I did, said Naruto. As his face started to twitch. Is there something wrong? Unknown to her, he was finding this whole thing amusing. Seems like his, well, counterpart was going behind his family's back dating a Hyuga. For what reason they didn't get along, Naruto did not know, but he was gonna find out. Before he could say anything else though, she seemed to pick up something with her Byakugan. Damn it. Your best friend is coming, she said. She leaned over and gave him a quick peck. I'll try to get away so we can meet up, okay? As Naruto nodded as she ran off. She looked through the door first before waving goodbye as she moved. As Naruto chuckled to himself. As things just got a whole lot interesting. And best friend. He wondered who was his best friend. He propped himself up in bed. At least this was getting his mind off the condition that Katsumi was in, as he was worried about her. And there was no changes so far, as he needed to keep his mind occupied. Because when he think about things that anchor him, well, he tend to lash out. And going and killing a dozen people was not something that he could do right now, given his weak and stupid body. Well, he would get back his strength soon enough. As he felt someone approaching the door. The door then opened as Naruto saw a girl enter the room. She was about his age. She had black hair that reached down to her shoulders. Black eyes. She was wearing a blue shirt with the Uchiha crest on the front. As that surprised Naruto, Uchiha, as it ended with a blue skirt with black shorts underneath, and she was wearing sandals, blue ones. Her favorite color seemed to be blue. As Naruto had no idea who was this Uchiha in front of him. She stepped forward, her gaze was serious. She stood there for a moment, as Naruto wasn't sure what to say or do. After all, he didn't know this girl. She just stared at him. Her gaze was unflinching. She did not even blink once. As she stepped closer, as she got closer, and closer. As Naruto saw her raise her fist, he could not react in time. Whack! She whacked him over the head. As Naruto gripped his head in pain. That really hurt. He snapped a glare up towards her, but she glared back at him. What did you do, you idiot? She asked. As she backed away a bit, it seems like he would have attacked her back, but he did not. As she looked confused about this. She then frowned. Are you really that hurt? And she was surprised that he didn't attack her. After all, it was Naruto. You mean after you whacked me over the head, said Naruto. Well, duh, she said. But you're not attacking me back. You usually get right back on your feet after you're injured. Is this something really bad, she asks. I just got back, and I came to find out that you're in the damn hospital. Which is not unusual, but it was something quite detrimental this time. Most of the villagers are scared. So what happened? Are you okay? She asked. She looked him over, as she was really concerned. Naruto didn't even know what her name was. As she took his face, wait, what are these? She got really close to him, as she looked at his whisker marks. What the hell? As she rubbed her fingers across them, confused what these were. Did these appear after what happened? Wait, she backed away. What happened? She said. I heard that there was this explosion, and that you were in the middle of it. She took the covers and threw them off, as Naruto was just in his underwear. But she didn't seem to care about that. But you're not even scarred. Well, I guess that's a product of your Uzumaki healing, but still. What happened? She asked, as Naruto looked towards her. This girl seemed to not know privacy at all. Well, who was he to say that? Given the things that he had done in his past life. Well, he didn't know privacy back then either. But that was him then, this is him now. But this was an unusual thing. Usually, most girls would shy away from things like this, especially once his age, but she was quite bearing. Are you going to answer me? As she snapped him from his thoughts. I'm fine, said Naruto, as he still didn't know what to call her. There was just some problems. You're gonna have to ask Snatty what really happened. Snatty? Yeah, Snatty, said Naruto. She scratched her head. Are you okay? It's been a long while since I heard you call her Snatty. Are the both of you fighting or something? No, said Naruto. Then why don't you call her Bachan? Before he could find a proper excuse, the door once again opened. Sahara-chan. As Naruto turned his head when he saw a woman. She looked just like the girl standing across from him. Black hair, black eyes. But Naruto knew who this woman was actually, when he was talking to his mother when he had first met her in the mindscape. All those years ago back in his own time, when she had talked about her past, and even showed him, trying to change his mind and his views on Konoha. He saw this woman, she was his mother's best friend. Her name is Mikoto, she was actually the mother of Itachi and... Sahara-chan? As Naruto turned his head towards the girl. As Naruto burst out laughing, surprising and confusing Mikoto and Sahara. As Mikoto stepped closer, Naruto-kun, are you okay? She asks. As Naruto wiped a few tears away from his eyes that gather, Sahara looked towards him confused. What's so funny? Don't mind me, said Naruto, as he wiped away the tears. This was just too much. Was this Sasuke? As Naruto looked over the female Sasuke, even a new name to go with her, Sahara. This world was just full of surprises, huh? I told you he was gonna be fine, Sahara, said Mikoto as she stepped closer. She was so worried about you when we got back and heard that you were in the hospital. I thought he did that stupid prank and got really hurt. That is why I rushed all the way up here, said Sahara. Mikoto simply smiled. She gave her daughter a knowing look. But Sahara didn't seem to register it at all. But Naruto did. As he wondered. Well, he'll find out later though. Sahara shook her head as she sat down inside of the bed. We're gone for 2 days and you almost killed yourself. It wasn't my fault, said Naruto. Then what happened, she said. I'm not too sure myself, he told her. Are you sure, Naruto-kun? Said Mikoto as she stepped closer. This wasn't a prank of yours or something like that. I heard there was a lot of damage sustained on the village. And we both know how your mom get when your prank go overboard. But you can trust me. I'm not gonna tell her. As she gave him a smile. I really don't know, said Naruto. Alright then, if you say that I'll believe you, she said. I'm gonna find out though. As she made her way. As she was gonna go and speak to Ned to find out what happened to him. You got us really concerned, you knew that, right? As Naruto looked towards a girl known as Sahara. You rushed all the way up here to see if I was okay, said Naruto. How touching. As he waited to see her reaction. Well, he was once again rewarded with a smack over the head. Ow, said Naruto. Seems like you're fine enough to make jokes, she said, as Naruto rubbed his head. As she got to her feet. I want to make sure that you're okay. I'll be right back, she says. She made her way to go and speak to Tsunade as well. As Naruto sat there in the bed, she closed the door behind her. He heard it in her voice and Mikoto as well. They were really concerned for his health. Well, he supposed if she was his best friend, his mother would like him as well, but this was just surprising. Was that really Sasuke? Here he was a girl, known as Sahara. This was just far too amusing. This new world was giving him a lot of things to work with. A lot of things that he don't know. He really need to get in a loop to figure out what the hell is going on. Time skip. As Tsunade came back along with it too. As Naruto was discharged from the hospital, Tsunade told him that Yoshino would like to speak with him immediately. As he was confused, who the hell was Yoshino? Luckily, Sahara told him that she would tag along. As the both of them walked, he realized that they were going back to the Uzumaki compound. He then remembered what Mito had said about Yoshino, something about Fuinjutsu. As he shrugged it off, Sahara kept on talking to him about things that he had no idea about, but he simply nodded along. They had a strange relationship. They were completely open to each other. After all, she spoke to him about anything. Mikoto had separated from them. So with that, as they came back to the massive Uzumaki compound, as Naruto realized that it was a goddamn compound, not just a house. As he noticed there were other houses far in the back. Smaller house. But this one was the main house. So that meant all of these guys were indeed Uzumakis. As he saw several Uzumakis moving around, his eyes focused on a girl. She was wearing glasses. Could it be? As Naruto remembered, a teammate of Sasuke that he had slaughtered back then. This girl looked exactly like her, but younger. Red hair and red eyes and glasses. As she was wearing a pink dress. What was her name again? As you remember Sasuke calling it out. Yeah, Karen, something like that. When they arrived, Naruto noticed that he was going towards the backyard of Sahara. When he arrived there, he realized that they were not alone. As he found his father standing there, Minato. It's been a while since he saw the man. Last time the man tried to restrain him because of his deeds of destroying Konoha. But his chakra was too minuscule, and not to mention he was in Naruto's mind, so he couldn't really do much. His mother was there looking quite concerned. It seems like they had just arrived. As Naruto heard footsteps behind him as he turned to see, his older brother, Menma was his name, yes. Followed by Mito, who smiled upon seeing him. As she rushed over, "Everything okay so far?" she asks. "Yeah, he's fine," said Sahara as Mito looked towards her with a smile. "Do you have any idea what this is about?" asked Sahara, as she looked towards the other Uzumakis, and not to mention Yoshino gathered. Yoshino was an older woman. The woman had a rather strict face, as Naruto could tell that she was one of those old, stuck-up bats that had far surpassed her time, given the fact that her hair was showing off grey hair, and Uzumakis was known to live for a long time. That meant she was indeed old. She had purple eyes like his mother, small wrinkles every now and then across her arms, but still, she didn't look a day over 50, but Naruto was sure that she was older than that, as she was dressed in a traditional Uzumaki clothing it seems, because there was Uzumaki swirls all over it. Mito looked towards Menma trying to get some answers, as Naruto noticed several other Uzumakis all over the place, and they were set in a strange pattern, like they were going to put up a barrier or something. Everyone looked concerned, especially Kushina. "What's going on?" said Naruto. "We don't know," said Menma. "That's what we're trying to find out." As Naruto noticed their looks, they seemed rather concerned, like something bad was gonna happen. As he noticed it was the Uzumakis like they were ready to seal up the entire area. "Naruto," said Minato, as Naruto turned towards the man. "There's something currently happening inside your body that we don't know, so we have to be extra cautious right now. We cannot suppress your chakra, so I'm gonna need you not to raise not even a drop of your chakra, okay?" As Sahara was starting to get concerned. "Is it that bad?" she asked, as she noticed their looks. As Yoshino spoke, "We don't know yet." The woman seemed to be blunt. "Come here, child," she said, as Naruto simply walked over. These people were getting worried about nothing, as he knew what happened, but they seemed to be worried. It was then that Tsunade arrived as well. as she made Naruto sit down on the bench outside. As Kushina seemed like she wanted to cry. As Naruto looked towards his hands, he actually felt sad that he would be the reason for her tears. This body of his was really complicated, but that was not him. That was their Naruto. As he sat down and Tsunade scanned him, she removed his shirt. As she placed her 2 fingers on his chest, her chakra sent pulses through his body. As black markings appeared on Naruto, a small smile came on his face. As his power was still restrained, but at least it was coming back. Yoshino came closer as she examined all the markings. She had no idea what it was. Yoshino Uzumaki was a top Fuinjutsu specialist, but she had no idea what these markings were. She placed a hand on Naruto's chest. As Naruto saw that everyone was cautious, all of them looking worried. As Sahara and Mito seemed to be panicking. As Yoshino closed her eyes, as she felt through his system, he could feel her chakra invading his body. As he could feel her chakra moving inside of him. As he kept his chakra stable, Yoshino frowned as she stepped back. "You are right," she said. She looked towards Tsunade. "I told you," said Tsunade. "But how is it possible?" "I don't know," said Yoshino. "What is it?" said Minato. Tsunade was right. There is a strange, foreign chakra inside his system. As Menma spoke, "Is it a tail beast?" he asked. As he was worried for his brother. Who the hell would seal a tail beast inside his brother? But this chakra outburst made no sense. I have never felt a tail beast chakra like that before. Not even 9 tails, Yoshino said. "What do you mean?" said Minato. "This chakra is a lot more dense, and at least 10 times more powerful than the 9 tails." That startled everyone around. "What?" said Menma. Tsunade knew that she was not mistaken. Something was inside the boy. Yoshino was one of the best sensors. Uzumakis were known for their sensory ability. Tsunade medical ninjutsu was able to summarize that Naruto had a different source of chakra. But Yoshino was a confirmation, and they were right. This confused everyone around. As Minato looked over his son, there was no seal over his body or anything. Or perhaps Kushina spoke up before he could. "Those markings. What are they?" she said. "They don't seem to be Fuinjutsu," said Yoshino. "I'm not entirely sure. It seems that Naruto was the only one that knew what those actually were. Well, he was the only one that was supposed to know. Those markings he acquired was after he obtained a higher level of power. One for each instances where he evolved. They did different things, but he wasn't about to get into that right now." As Naruto watched as he studied the black markings that spread all over him. As Naruto realized that they were fading away, you could only see them when you apply chakra to his skin. Usually, they stick on him forever, but now, because of this weakened body, not fully acclimating his power, he cursed again in his mind. As he wondered how long it will take before he returned back to how strong he was. "What is this unknown chakra doing to my baby?" asked Kushina. As she looked towards Yoshino. "Calm down, Kushina," Yoshino said, keeping the redhead calm. "It's not negatively affecting him like what happened before, but it's still pouring into his normal chakra reserves. It's expanding its reservoir, but slowly. As Tsunade picked up for her after that, its coils are destroying themselves slowly." "What?" said Kushina. "Calm down," said Tsunade. "Naruto, how are you feeling?" "I'm just fine," said Naruto. "See? Its coils are being destroyed, but they're appearing instantly, so it's not causing him any pain. But the longer this happens for, the more chakra he will be able to use at his disposal." "Wait," said Menma. "Won't that mess with his chakra system?" "Exactly," said Tsunade. "I doubt that he will be able to perform any type of jutsu. His system would be shot completely." As Naruto chuckled in his mind, that is what they thought. But that wasn't a problem for him. After absorbing the Jubi and Kaguya, his power was absolutely perfect. It might look like he doesn't have a control over his chakra because of how large it was, but he had perfect chakra control. But they wouldn't know, and he wouldn't say anything because he wasn't supposed to know what was going on. As everyone seemed to get a bit sad at that, as they knew that his whole thing was to become a ninja, like his big brother or his father. But no, that didn't seem to be a possibility. But Naruto let them think what they wanted to think. Sahara came over. Are you okay? She asks. I'm fine, said Naruto. Naruto, don't you understand what they're saying? As Naruto looked towards her. With the way things are going, it doesn't look like you can become a ninja. Of course I can become a ninja, he said. As Kushina had tears in her eyes, she looked towards Yoshino, who seemed confused. Where was his chakra even coming from? As all of them were so sure that Naruto's system would be shot to hell. Well, I guess I'll just have to fix that, he said. Kushina rushed over as she hugged him. Everything's gonna be okay, she said. As she was so worried. As Minato stepped towards Yoshino. Can't we stop this with some sort of seal? As Yoshino looked towards Naruto. With the amount of chakra that is flowing through his system, I doubt any seal could hold that back. A seal that is placed on 9 tails will have to be at least 10 times stronger, perhaps even more to hold that chakra back. I don't even know if it's possible. What happened earlier? Is there any chance of that happening again? Said Minato. As Navi cut in overhearing the conversation, that's not a possibility, as I said, his coils are repairing itself fast. But this is not just normal Uzumaki healing genes. His coils are repairing as fast as they're being destroyed. Something else is healing him from within. But what exactly is it? Asked Minato. That we're not so sure about, said Yoshino. But we're gonna find out. Thank you, said Minato, as he turned toward his son and walked over. As he kneeled down in front of Naruto. Everything's gonna be fine, okay? We're gonna find out what is wrong and get you back on your feet. I'm already on my feet, said Naruto. Minato chuckled at that. Don't worry, he said, your dream will not be cut short. You will become a ninja. As Sahara smiled at that, as she placed a hand on his shoulder. Yeah, you will, she said. Because you never give up, after all. That is your ninja way. As she smiled at him. As Naruto found this a bit corny, well, he had to go along with it, as he smiled back. Time skip. These people were annoying as hell. Naruto had to say it. Everyone was fussing over him. Not just his parents, the Uzumakis. They were too goddamn loving. Everywhere he go, people wanted to get him things and ask him if he was okay. This or that or that or this. Things were getting a bit too much for him. He was supposed to be the bad guy that they fear, but yet he was receiving so much love. A love that he never ever experienced before. And it was weirding him out. Perhaps he was just looking for an escape coat or something where he can release all this frustration of not being able to rip someone to pieces because Katsume was not waking up and that was really pissing him off. And he can't really go around killing anyone, not in the state that he was in right now. As if he became an enemy rather quickly, he doubted that these people would send him to death anyway because they were so goddamn loving. Maybe he should try it. Just go out and murder someone and blame it on whatever was happening inside of him. After all, they think that he was possessed or something. As he sighed, he dropped down on his massive bed. Looked around his room, there was many things inside. But he didn't have time for them. This whole thing it was just so weird. He had a family now, something that he never had. Was this a sign to change his life? To turn into a good person? To be a hero? To be a protector of Konoha? Nah. He was still Naruto Uzumaki, the butcher of Konoha, the slaughterer of the world, a god amongst men. And once his power returned, maybe he could just have some fun with it. After all, he wasn't sure what this world has to offer him. As he wondered if everything was the same regarding Nagato, Obito, and Kaguya. After all, so many things were different already. He wondered if those things were the same. It would be wonderful if they were not. Because if they were, he would already know the story, and already know who was behind the mask. But if it was someone else new. Also, he had to find out what happened to the Uchiha clan, because Sahara was alive, and she was a Uchiha, also Mikoto was as well. So he was confused what was going on there. Not to mention the whole situation with Hanami, who kissed him. Yeah, that should keep him amused until he figured everything out. There was a knock on his door, as Naruto eyed twitch. Another Uzumaki? Hey bro, I'm coming in. The door opened to reveal Menma. As Menma stepped inside as he smiled, he sat at the edge of the bed. You okay? He asked. I'm just fine, said Naruto. I don't know what is going on, but I promise you, we will solve this. So don't do anything stupid, as you usually do in certain situations. Just stay calm and don't push yourself, okay? We will figure what is going on, and you will become a ninja. But there's something I want to know, he said. Yeah, what is it, said Naruto. No, like it's just the both of us. Tell me, has this changed you in any way? What do you mean, said Naruto? I noticed that your attitude has been off. So I'm wondering if this change is affecting you in any way. You've always told me everything, so tell me what's going on. Well, actually, said Naruto. As Naruto smirked, this was a good opportunity. I'm having a hard time remembering a few things. As Minma turned towards him fully. What exactly? Well, just some small things. I remember about Sahara and many things, but after that little fiasco with my chakra going wild, I can't exactly remember a lot about the village. Well, what do you want to know, Minma said. Well, that's it. I don't know what I want to know because I don't remember. Okay, I see where you're going, said Minma. Well, is it about the Uchiha clan? What about the Uchiha clan? Said Naruto. As Minma looked towards him. Is it that bad? He said. Remind me, said Naruto. Well, the events leading up to you and Sahara becoming best friends. You know, with her father going insane. And butchering most of the elite Uchihas. Wait, Fukaku, right, said Naruto. Yeah, I remember that now. But in his mind, Naruto's don't know what the hell he was talking about. Fukaku. Yeah. We still have no idea why he did it though. Killing so much of the members. And he almost killed his wife and Sahara as well. If it wasn't for Itachi coming home and killing him. Oh, yeah, said Naruto. I remember that. Oh, now I see, said Minma. The members are there, but you just need a flash of what happened. Yeah. Well, you know about the Hokages, right? Yeah, of course I do. Would you mind going over them, said Naruto, just to see if everything else can come back? You know, we should really have you talk to Tsunade about this. Let's just see if your plan worked first, said Naruto, with you talking about them. Alright, said Minma. Hoshirama Senju, Toburama Senju, Danzo Shimura, and her father, Minato. Wait. What? Where did I lose you? Asked Minma. The Danzo Shimura part. Yes. Our third Hokage, Danzo Shimura, who died in the Third Great Ninja War. But he had signed over his title already to her father. You don't remember that? No, I do, said Naruto. But in his mind, Naruto wondered, holy shit, Danzo got Hokage in this. So, Danzo, what kind of man was he again, said Naruto? Well, I wasn't alive back then, but still. From the stories, he was a rather humble man. But he always put Konoha first no matter what, adopting the teaching from his sensei, Toburama Senju. Yeah, it's all coming back to me now, said Naruto, as he didn't want Minma to go alerting Tsunade about this. So it's working. What else? Well, you remember what you told me in private? What did I tell you? Well, about your relationship with Hanabi. Wait, you know about that? Said Naruto. You're the one that told me, said Minma. Oh, yeah, said Naruto. But you know our families don't really get along. Yeah, you have me lost there, said Naruto. Why don't our families get along again? Well, that's because of me, said Minma. You? Said Naruto. Yeah, Minma said, looking down. Don't you remember? They wanted me to marry Hitomi, so they could create a bond between the Uzumakis and the Hyugas. I tried. Remember, I really tried, but I just did not have feelings for her. You liked someone else, said Naruto, seeing the look on his brother's face. Yeah. Uncle. As Naruto was surprised, you liked Uncle? You don't remember? When we got caught. Wait, you got caught with Uncle when you're supposed to be married to a Hyuga? Yeah. As Minma looked towards his brother. You know, after all, I think we should go and see Tsunade. No, said Naruto. It's all coming back to me now. But wait, how is Uncle? Well, we broke up. Wait, why did you broke up after you went with her to avoid marrying the Hyuga? Well, it was an accident that we got caught. And after what happened, the people saying that she was a man stealing, well, you know what. I end things with her because I didn't want her to be put out by the rest of the village. She was already getting enough hate for breaking up the possible greatest alliance between the Hyugas and the Uzumakis. So I broke up with her to take the light off her. You're a really good guy, aren't you? Said Naruto. As Mainma chuckled at that. Well, I still messed up big time though. I guess you're right there, said Naruto. But still, you ended things with her so that she could be okay. Yeah, said Menma. Let's stop talking about this, it's, well, kind of painful same way. But despite that, you and Hanabi got close. While we were planning our arranged marriage, you told me that you liked her one day. And I told you to go ahead and try your best. But you hadn't come back to me, and me and Uncle were found out the next week. And then after a month or so, you told me that the both of you were still seeing each other behind everyone's back, despite the gap that has grown between our two clans. Father has tried his best to quell the tension, but it's still high. So, yeah, that's pretty much it. I remember it all now, said Naruto. I guess my memory was just a bit off. I remember all about that. Is there anything else that you should tell me, said Naruto? Well, the Senju clan losing too much of its fighting members in the last war. So right now the clan is mostly comprised of civilians. The only true fighting member is, well, Snavy and Sakura. I was concerned about your behavior at the hospital because I noticed that you weren't at Sakura's throat. Usually, the both of you always argue, to the point where everyone called you the grumpy couple. Because you wouldn't just sit back and take her virtual slam like that, you always curse back at her. So that is what caused me to figure that something was up with your sense of personality or something like that. So that is what gave you the clue, said Naruto. Yeah, said Menma. Anything else, Naruto asks. Well, not really. You've been going to the academy for the past 4 years. You should be out already, but Mother believed that you should know at least everything before you exit the academy. Not to mention you're also learning Fuin Jutsu with Yoshino, who is known to be the smartest Uzumaki when it comes to word seal, and her sensory ability is unmatched by anyone. Not to mention she's a total pain in the ass, said Menma as he chuckled a bit, as Naruto followed and chuckled as well, so to not look too suspicious. And yeah, Mom won't let you graduate until the 5th year, you and Mito, because she believes that both of you need to learn everything first, and prepare you for the outside world. And about the villages, well, Kira is stable at the moment. They have a 5th Mizukage who was just elected, Mitarumi. But you already learned about this in school, right? Yeah, said Naruto. The stone is, well, they're still not friendly with us, after what we did to them in the last war. And Kumo and us are rather neutral. And the sand is our allies. So yeah, that's pretty much it. And Snavy being a Sanin, Jiraiya, and Urkai as well. Wait, Urkai? Yes, Urkai, said Menma. Leading scientist in our village? Yeah, Urkai, said Naruto. Who the hell is Urkai, he wondered to himself. So, that's pretty much it. How about now, said Menma, how do you feel? Well, everything is coming back. So there's nothing for you to worry about, said Naruto. We don't have to tell anyone about this. You know I don't like to be prodded like a science project or something like that. Yeah. But we have to make sure that you're okay, bro. Mom and Dad are worried. But Snaddy and Yoshino assured us that nothing would go wrong. As Naruto nodded, wait, one more thing. What about the Kyuubi, he said. Don't you remember? It's sealed away at the shrine. Oh, yeah, said Naruto. One more thing my mind is fuzzy on. The other Uzumakis. The arrangement. Are we like the boss? Well, not boss, per se. But I am the heir to the clan. And I'm currently being trained to take over as a leader on my 18th birthday. Well, that was yesterday. Oh yeah, said Naruto. And because of my whole think it was skipped, right? You don't have to worry about that, said Menma. We're gonna celebrate another time. But yeah, I'm gonna be taking over as a leader. Mom never took the position because she settled down with father, and Yoshino kept on ruling those Uzumakis. But I'm the one next in line. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Well, one more. Uza got almost destroyed. But lucky we got out there fast enough. Back then the war. And they were able to bring most of the Uzumakis back. But a lot of them died. As Naruto nodded, that worked. Thanks, bro. Menma smiled at that. I'm just glad that you're gonna be okay, he said. You had us all worried there. For a moment there, I thought that you were someone completely different. What do you mean by that? Well, your mannerisms. They took me off guard for a second, but after speaking to father I realized that something must have happened after that fluctuation of chakra into your system must have scrambled your mind up there or something like that. Lucky thing I came in here to talk with you. But, I can tell, you're my brother, and nothing can change that, said Menma. Why don't you get some rest? We'll talk about this tomorrow so we can see if your memory is fully back and everything is back to normal. But if it's not, no questions. We're going straight to Snaddy to check it out, okay? But I'm gonna give you the time. As you said, you don't like to be propped like some kind of science project. As Naruto nodded. Alright, get some rest, said Menma. As Menma left and closed the door behind him. As Naruto dropped on his bed. That was a whole lot. The one thing that surprised him though was Danzo getting the third Hokage position. If that was the case, what happened to Root? And who the hell was Urkai? Was that a female Orochimaru or something like that? God, this world was strange. But it was also amusing. He couldn't wait until he get to show what he was capable of. That would shock most people. Not to mention as Naruto looked towards the mirror in the room. As he started to focus chakra to his eyes, he started to grit his teeth and struggle. His eyes turned red for a moment before the mirror cracked as his eyes returned back normal. Damn it. He was still nowhere near to regain his full power. Not to mention his eyes. As Naruto looked toward his hand, but his chakra was returning little by little. He knew all of his techniques and his abilities. As Naruto held out his hand, a small bone started to form in his palm before it returned. He shook his hand. Damn it, as he jumped off his bed. He punched the air several times before he got tired. His body was restoring itself at a quick rate, but it was messing with his overall physique. He felt like he was wearing a lot of stuff on him that was just weighing him down. But everything returned back to soon normal. Not to mention, what was this about the Kyuubi being in the shrine? So there wasn't any Jinchurikis. Well, in Konoha. He would also like to find out where the hell was Kakashi. Seeing that he killed him, well, he had plunged his hand through his chest in his last life, that was. And some other people were still missing. And he wanted to know if Obito died, or if he was still the masked man going his name as Madara. Well, Menma didn't mention anything about that on his birth. And that was important, so he would have mentioned it. So perhaps the masked man never attacked Konoha. And there was the Uzumakis. Was the Kyuubi inside of his mother before they took it away and sealed it? He did not know. Well, it was fun to find out later. For now he decided to get some sleep because he was tired as hell. As Naruto did not sleep right away though, he went to his mindscape. As he came up to the altar, there she lay, as she was still asleep. As he ran his hand over her, her chakra was restored, but she was just not waking up, as a frustrated grunt came from his lips. As Naruto turned his hand towards a massive mountain over to the side, as he erased it. He erased it out of reality with the attack. It was just gone. This is what power felt like. This is what separated him from humans. And he couldn't wait to become a god once again. Time skip. 2 weeks later. A lot has happened in the past 2 weeks. For one thing, Yoshino put off his Fuinjutsu training until they could figure out what happened to him. Not to mention, they wouldn't let him go to the academy. And that was a bummer because he would like to go. And also, there was escorts following him around whenever he walked in the village just in case. Not normal escorts though, Uzumakis. It seems that they were there to suppress him if anything happened. But Naruto doubted that would work. Naruto was good at throwing jutsu and he knew not every throwing jutsu could hold him. Not to mention the ones that the Uzumakis had used in the past, or the ones that Kakashi found, was something that did not belong to the Uzumakis. It dated far back, because it was similar to the seal that Sage of Six Paths used on his mother. Perhaps he was the one that created another seal like that, and left it behind, because that seal was not the Uzumakis. So Naruto doubted that any seal could suppress his power. No seal that the humans or Uzumakis contain in this world could suppress his power except for something more archaic, something from the past. But his normal chakra in this body was getting stronger by the day. As it seemed like his chakra system was developing, the more chakra that pulled into the system was just expanding towards ridiculous degrees. He has regained some of his chakra, but nowhere near to 100%. His strength was finally returning, but he kept on acting as a weak, defenseless one because he realized that he was basically a king. Well, basically he was. He was a royalty in the Uzumakis. Seeing that his brother was the heir, he was a big part of the clan. Next in line if anything happened to his brother. He was older than his sister by a couple of minutes. He was born before her. As his sister was just nice. She was nice and lovable. But she was also violent, like his mother when provoked. His father was a bit strange. Yes, he was a good father, but there was just something that Naruto knew darkness. And he could tell that his father was not all that good. Well, being Hokage for some time, you had to make some difficult decisions. As Naruto felt like his father had something hidden. After all, where was Root? Perhaps his father was the one in control right now. He hadn't seen this Uchiha up to this point, as he was really interested about this person. He really wanted to see if it was a female or Orochimaru. And he hasn't seen Jiraiya either. He's just been having fun, because as he said, he was basically a king. There was Uzumaki servants that got him what he wanted, whenever he wanted, and that was amazing. He realized that this younger version of him didn't treat them badly, so he had to keep that going, and just treat them normally, as they seemed to really love him. But as the time go by, Naruto was getting more angry, and his anger was being noticeable, as Mito usually asked him what was wrong. Because Katsumi was not waking up, and he was starting to panic. Would she ever wake up, he wondered. He has interacted with Hanbi 2 more times. Whenever she saw him, it was her chance to hug him and kiss him. And he also learned more about that. Turns out that his brother was supposed to marry this woman of the clan. Her name was Hitomi. As they were around the same age. Her and his brother. Yes, they were around the same age. But his brother was found with uncle, cheating on Hitomi while they were engaged. His brother never asked for this, as it was something that he agreed to because he wanted to help unite the two clans. Because them being united would be good for everyone. But he got caught. And Hitomi was devastated because she actually liked Menma. So they called off the marriage. And the Hyugas and the Uzumakis had never been eye to eye. Council meetings turned violent every now and then in Yoshino there. And the head of the Hyuga clan, as it was Hayashi same way. But Naruto hasn't seen the man either. But that was the reason why Hanabi and Naruto couldn't be seen together. Their clan did not get along, but they had a secret love. As Naruto found it rather amusing, she was crazy over him. And not to mention Sahara. She was just too much. It seems like after her father went crazy and butchered most of the clan, she became attached to him somehow. She was always with him. She was just like a part of him, crazy. Well, there was a reason why she was his best friend, and she didn't seem to have any privacy between them, considering that she just stepped in his room when he was showering and entered the bathroom, and spoke to him like there was nothing, even though they were 2 different genders. It didn't matter to Naruto, but he was surprised it did not matter to her either. And as for Sakura, Senju, well, think about past Sakura and Tsunade mixed up in one. She was just a violent bitch. That is all that he had to say about her. He was gonna put her in her place. Crazy enough, she was stronger than him here. Well, she must have gotten trained from Tsunade, but that was not the point. He was Minato's son and a Uzumaki. Wasn't he supposed to be stronger? Well, this Naruto seemed like someone that would not really hurt people, but he was gonna change that image. He was gonna hurt her. A lot. To beat that bitchy attitude out of her. Seems that no one has ever slammed her face in the ground so hard that it would shatter her nose. And he was gonna enjoy it. He was just waiting for the right opportunity when she wanted to spar because she had spoke about it before. As he was currently walking with Sahara. As she was leading him towards his so-called friends. As Naruto had no idea who she was talking about. As he arrived towards the place, Naruto saw a few people gathered. Sakura was amongst them and so was his sister as well. As Mito waved him over. As Naruto saw several people but they looked completely different. As he saw another group of people that were not a part of the first group and they were older. One of them were Kakashi. But the other person behind Kakashi startled Naruto. Wait, what the hell? But guys, be in subs right here. If you want the next part to do, like, subscribe, comment down below and turn on the bell notifications as they posted. Remember to share this to all of your friends in social media platform. But more for now, see you guys soon. Peace.